Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Sendrex part number AHD. This is their general purpose access door, which is synonymous with saying AHD. It's their standard general purpose type access door. This is a little unusual model that you don't see very often. This model here specifically is their Dash 180, which means it's a double door model. Okay. This also has, just to define what we're looking at, this also has continuous hinges, which is a Dash 110 in terms of the options. And then the balance of the part number is going to be the Dash 35, which means a flush standard screwdriver lock. Now, the 110 continuous hinge is common on their panels when they're 24-inch and larger. This is a 24 by 24, so a bit challenging to wield here on the camera, but nonetheless I wanted to be able to go over the double door model because you really wouldn't see a double door model in sizes much smaller than this. So this, because of its size and the fact that it's a double door model, will have locks at the top and at the bottom. This is just the flush screwdriver type lock, which is typical and common. Okay. I'm going to spin it around here to look at the back of the unit. That's what those locks look like in the unlocked position. Okay, I've got one of them partially locked here. And these doors, there's an active and inactive, so I'm able to lock only the active door and keep them both closed. Okay, screwdriver style. And there they are. Okay. You've got this this hemmed over lip here. Might call it an astragal, at least in the door industry. Okay. Double door models are very appropriate when you've got some sort of restriction on obviously the pull side of the door that's going to prevent a single door panel from being able to open fully. Okay, that's all locked up now. I can lock the bottom as well. So the 180 in the part number gives you a double door. The 35, the Dash 35 is the lock type, and then again the Dash 110 is the continuous hinge. I'm going to flip this around again to show you the continuous hinge. You can see it here. Nice steel continuous hinge, going to be quite heavy duty, quite reliable and dependable. Now I'm going to put this down and go over the primary points of what the AHD model is going to give you, which if you need a standard access panel, the AHD is the model to look at. The AHD is designed for a quick and easy installation of non-rated vertical and horizontal surfaces made of drywall or other types of material. Its rounded miter corners here, which is a nice feature. Concealed hinge pin, if it's a pivot sort of installation, and 3/8 return all the way around the door make it the sturdiest access panel in the market, according to Sendrex. The AHD prevents sagging as compared with other flat door panels and requires fewer locks. What that means is Sendrex has designed this AHD panel to require less locks. There's less sagging and additional locks will be included. You might have a 24 by 24 by another manufacturer that has 3 locks on it. I've seen that, and while it doesn't strike you as odd, a client might call up and say, "What's with all the locks? Why are there so many locks on this door?" Well, Sendrex has incorporated that sort of feedback into their manufacturing process and has built their access panels to achieve a smaller quantity of locks. The AHD is a 16 gauge cold rolled steel hidden pin hinge. Unless it's 24-inch and larger, then you'll typically get a concealed hinge, a continuous hinge, which is also concealed. Standard is that Dash 35 screwdriver operated cam latch, high quality white powder coat primer, okay, and packed 1 per box. This is the box that it comes in. Now, there's lots of options in terms of this material. First of all, before we get to some options, it needs to be known that Sendrex prides themselves on the custom special manufactured material and doing it in an industry-leading sort of lead time. Most panels are 5 days. Any panel is 10 days. And that is, in my experience with Sendrex, that has proven to be 100% reliable. Your rough opening requirement is going to be indicated down here below the picture that you're seeing, the video that you're seeing. You're going to have a very typical common sort of calculation. Your door size plus a 1/4 inch. That's your rough opening. Okay, so if you're dealing with a 12 by 12, 12 1/4 by 12 1/4 is very typical and common. Now, options. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's product page. From there you can pull up their catalog, and I would strongly recommend that you do so, because Sendrex's product catalog is, and I've been looking at product catalogs for 20 plus years, theirs is laid out very logically, and it's very easy to understand and get a grasp of what they're offering. Their options are down at the end of the catalog. Starts with locks and latches, and you can see how the part number changes with the additional numerals for the lock that you're looking at. Okay, I like Sendrex's catalog because they're very upfront graphically and descriptively what's available for their panels. Okay, believe it or not, they're not all like that. Even to set them apart further is the table that you'll see in terms of a column of the available locks in the in the vertical rows of the different lock types, and then columns of the different door types, so that you can see what locks are available on a given door type. That's incredibly handy to know. You don't waste time ordering a mortise lock deadbolt on a door that doesn't permit it, like their PFU door. Moving on, you can get handles on most of these locks, and again, there's a table for reviewing that. Also, material type, cold rolled steel is what this is. Galvanized, aluminum, stainless steel, those are all typical options. Then there are some options that are a bit less common, but nonetheless can at times be quite necessary to have. For instance, gasketing. To have an exterior panel that might be, on a wall in a basement in a residential application, it would be very handy to have gasketing there. This panel without gasketing would certainly present very little resistance to the encroachment of the weather on the exterior side of that panel. Moving on down below, there is again another table that shows all of the options and then the doors that they are permissible on. I have become partial to Sendrex, and it's because in a life, in an industry, and dealing with a certain client base that we just don't have a lot of time left around to play with, ordering things late, should have been ordered sooner. I've come to rely on Sendrex as a very easy company to get product out of without having to rely on multiple communications to customer service to confirm something is ready. I would suggest you consider strongly Sendrex as an opportunity, not only on a small project, but certainly a larger one, which in my experience is where they shine on a larger project. If you have any questions on the Sendrex AHD model, general purpose access panel in that double door style, or any other Sendrex product, please feel free to reach out to us.